Let me ask you real quick. How do you stay sharp as an artist when you're not feeling inspired? Drop your tips in the comments because I'm about to share mine now. I'm Elber. I make beats and help artists level up. And today I'm giving y'all 3 lil habits that'll keep your creativity on point, even on dry days. We talking about those times when you staring at the screen, phone out, beat playing, but nothing coming to mind. I got you. These ain't no crazy theories, just real stuff I live by in the studio every day. So, if you're ready to unlock that next level, keep it locked right here. Look, I know everyone says this, but for real, write constantly. Not just when you feel inspired, not just when you got a beat playing, but every single day, no matter what. It's like working out. You gotta flex that creative muscle daily if you want it to grow strong. Even if you're tired, even if you think you got nothing to say, just put pen to paper or thumb to phone and let it out. And I ain't talking about just when you in the booth or got a beat bumping. I'm talking about everywhere, man. On the train, in the back of a rideshare, waiting for your food, walking down the street. Wherever you are, that's your writing zone. Inspiration don't care about your schedule, so you gotta be ready to catch it wherever it lands. You ever been chillin', just doing your thing, and bam, a fire bar pops in your head? Like out of nowhere, you got this dope rhyme, this crazy concept, just hitting different. It's wild how the best ideas sneak up on you when you least expect it. Sometimes it's a line, sometimes it's a whole hook, sometimes it's just a word that feels electric. But then life happens, you get distracted, and poof, it's gone. Man, I used to lose so many good ideas like that. It was like my brain was a leaky faucet. Good stuff just dripping away. You think you'll remember it later, but trust me, you won't. That moment passes, and the idea fades like a dream you can't quite recall. Then I realized I gotta treat my thoughts like gold, man. Gotta catch them before they disappear. Every idea, no matter how small or weird, is worth saving. You never know which random thought is gonna spark your next big track. So now, I keep a notepad on me 24/7. Phone too, always got that notes app ready. Doesn't matter if I'm at a party, in the studio, or just out for a walk. I'm always ready to catch lightning in a bottle. Sometimes I even leave a notebook by my bed, because ideas hit right before I fall asleep, or first thing in the morning. Doesn't matter if it's a full verse or just a random word combo that sounds cool, I write it down. Sometimes it's just a feeling, you know? Like, yo, I want to make a song that feels like... And then I describe the vibe. Other times it's a melody that won't leave my head or a phrase that just sounds right. I jot it all down, no filter, no judgment. Point is, don't overthink it. Just let it flow and capture whatever comes out. The more you do it, the easier it gets. You start to trust your instincts, and your creativity gets bolder. Some days you'll write a lot, some days just a little. But it all adds up. This ain't even just about lyrics, though. Melody ideas, drum patterns, even weird sound effects. If it pops in your head, write it down, record a voice note, whatever you gotta do. Sometimes I'll beatbox a rhythm into my phone or hum a melody so I don't forget it. Your phone is your portable studio. Use it. Trust me, building this habit is a game changer. It's like you're training your brain to be ready for those creative sparks whenever and wherever they hit. The more you practice, the more ideas you'll have, and the more confident you'll get in your own voice. It's about making creativity a part of your everyday life, not just something you do when you feel like it. Plus, when you actually sit down to make music, you got this whole arsenal of ideas ready to go. No more staring at a blank page feeling stuck. You already got the ingredients, now you just gotta cook. So write every single day and watch your creativity level up for real. Now this next one's all about understanding yourself and how you work best. See, creativity isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It's personal, it's unique, and it's all about tuning into your own flow. Some folks try to force themselves into a routine that just doesn't fit, and then wonder why the inspiration ain't hitting. But the real secret? It's about learning your own rhythm and letting that guide you. We all got different rhythms, different times of day when we feel in ourselves. Maybe you notice you get bursts of energy in the afternoon, or maybe your mind is clearest right after you wake up. Pay attention to those moments. Start tracking when you feel most inspired, most focused, most ready to create. It might surprise you. Me personally, I'm more of a night owl when it comes to creativity. Something about that late night vibe, man, it just unlocks something in my brain. That's when the melodies hit different. The drums knock harder. You know what I'm saying? The world gets quiet. Distractions fade away. And it's just me and the music. Sometimes I lose track of time and the sun's already coming up before I even realize it. But that doesn't mean you gotta be up all night making beats like me. Some people, they're at their best first thing in the morning. Like they wake up, grab that coffee, and they're already humming new tunes, writing fire verses. The morning light brings a fresh perspective, and for some, that's when the ideas flow the easiest. It's all about finding what works for you, not just copying someone else's grind. The key is to experiment and figure out what works for you. Try writing or producing at different times of day and see when you feel most in the zone. Maybe you set aside a week to try mornings, then switch it up and do late nights the next. Keep a little journal or notes on your phone about how you felt, what you made, and how easy it was to get into that creative headspace. Over time, you'll start to see a pattern. Once you find your rhythm, stick to it as much as you can. Make it a habit to be creative during those peak hours. Build your schedule around it if possible. Even if it's just an hour a day, that consistency will help your creativity grow stronger. It's like training a muscle. The more you use it at the right time, the better it gets. Now, I ain't saying you can only make music during that time. Life happens, schedules get crazy, I get it. But if you can, try to protect those prime creative hours. Let your people know that's your time, set boundaries, and don't be afraid to say no to distractions. It's about respecting your own process and making sure you give yourself the best shot at making something dope. For me, that means limiting distractions at night. Phone on silent, social media closed, just me, my music, and the vibes. Sometimes I even turn off the lights and let the glow from my laptop set the mood. It's about creating an environment where you can really dive deep, where nothing pulls you out of that creative zone. You might need to create a similar space for yourself, whether it's a quiet corner in your house or a specific time when you know you won't be bothered. Maybe you light a candle, maybe you put on your favorite hoodie, whatever helps you lock in. The important thing is that you make it yours, a place or a moment where your creativity feels safe to come out and play. The point is, find your rhythm, respect your creative process, and watch the magic happen. When you honor your own flow, you'll be amazed at how much more natural and enjoyable making music becomes. So go ahead, experiment, pay attention, and let your unique rhythm lead the way. Alright, this last tip might sound a little counterintuitive at first, but hear me out. Sometimes the best way to level up your creativity is to step outside your usual lane and dive into genres you never thought you'd vibe with. Trust me, it's a game changer. Now, I ain't saying you gotta drop everything and become a country singer overnight or suddenly start rocking out on a banjo. That's not what this is about. What I'm talking about is letting yourself get inspired by what's happening in other genres, other scenes, other creative spaces. Sometimes the freshest ideas come from the most unexpected places. You feel me? Like, I'm a hip-hop head through and through, but I remember this one time I was just chilling and decided to throw on an indie rock playlist. At first it felt kind of weird, but then something just clicked in my brain. The energy, the melodies, the way the instruments played off each other, it was all so different from what I usually mess with. It was like discovering a whole new world of sound. So I decided to challenge myself to see if I could take some of that indie rock flavor and blend it with my own hip-hop roots. It wasn't about copying, it was about learning and experimenting. I started messing around, trying to make a beat that had that same indie rock feel, but still kept my signature hip-hop bounce. I played with new drum patterns, tried out some guitar samples, and let myself get a little weird with it. And let me tell you, the result was straight fire. It was something I never would have made if I'd just stuck to what I already knew. Not only did I end up with a dope beat, but I picked up new techniques, like how to layer melodies, how to build tension and release, and even how to approach songwriting from a totally different angle. That's the real beauty of stepping outside your comfort zone, man. It's not just about the music you make, it's about the way it opens your mind and pushes you to grow as an artist. When you let yourself explore, you start to hear things differently. Your musical vocabulary gets bigger, your ideas get bolder, and you start to see your own craft from a whole new perspective. So don't be afraid to wander outside your usual playlists. Go crate digging in genres you never thought you'd like. Hit up a jazz night, check out some electronic beats, or even listen to some old school funk. Listen to genres you wouldn't normally check for, and really pay attention to what makes them tick. Notice the rhythms, the instruments, the way the vocals are delivered. Study the song structures, the way they build up and break down, the little details that give each style its own flavor. Sometimes it's the tiniest thing, a drum fill, a chord change, a vocal effect that can spark your next big idea. You never know what's gonna hit you and make you go, yo, I gotta try that. That's how you keep your sound fresh and your creativity flowing. Remember, inspiration can come from anywhere. So keep your ears open, your mind curious, and don't be afraid to step outside your lane. That's where the magic happens. If you feel in any of this or picked up even one gem, hit that like button for me. Helps push this to more artists trying to grow. We talked about writing down every idea, finding your creative rhythm, and stepping outside your genre comfort zone. All simple stuff, but trust me, it makes a world of difference. End of the day, it's all about consistency, experimenting, and catching inspiration when it hits. Stay active with your craft, and trust it'll pay off. Subscribe if you want to keep getting real tips like this, and hit that lil bell too so you don't miss when I drop new game. See y'all in the next one.